Good evening. The 9 on Your Side I-Team has uncovered new details about an accused Chinese spy who investigators say tried to steal corporate secrets from GE Aviation.
National intelligence agencies say Chinese espionage cost the U.S. economy some $400 billion each year. The Cincinnati case exposed risks here.
Tonight, Chief Investigative Reporter Craig Cheatham reveals the unique role a former GE Aviation engineer had.
Cincinnati's cutting-edge technology is on the shopping list of Chinese spies.
How big of a threat is there to businesses in Cincinnati?
I think it's a significant threat to any business.
United States Attorney Ben Glassman says spies try to obtain trade secrets that reveal how American products are designed and built. Then Chinese companies use the formulas and designs to build similar products for a fraction of the cost, making Chinese companies potentially stronger while undercutting American businesses.
It could cost people their jobs, it could destroy companies, and with the destruction of companies comes the destruction of communities.
Glassman, his prosecutors, and the Cincinnati FBI exposed the threat of economic espionage to our community last October. That's when the Department of Justice announced that for the first time, an accused Chinese spy had been extradited to America to stand trial. Yanjung Xu is charged with trying to steal corporate secrets of Cincinnati-based GE Aviation.
China is out there trying to do this routinely.
Chinese spies approached a GE Aviation engineer 2 years ago by sending him a LinkedIn message. The details are provided in the sealed affidavit of a Cincinnati FBI special agent who investigated the case. The agent wrote that someone claiming to represent a university in China offered the engineer a $3,500 speaking fee plus travel and lodging to make a 1-hour presentation.
That really is espionage 101, and we've seen numerous cases of the Chinese extending these invitations to targets.
Scott Stewart supervises national security and terrorism analysis for Stratfor, a global geopolitical group. As a former State Department special agent, he investigated the actions of foreign intelligence operatives.
They stroke the ego. They tempt them with some sex and they bribe them with money.
In the Cincinnati affidavit, the FBI special agent reveals that the GE Aviation engineer loaded confidential company documents on his personal laptop, then brought it to China in May 2017. One of the documents may have included technical data controlled for export to China for national security reasons. According to the agent's affidavit, the engineer allowed a Chinese official to place a USB drive into his laptop, which contained GE Aviation's protected information. It's unclear what, if any, trade secrets the Chinese obtained from the engineer while he was in China. The engineer has not been charged.
Well, I'm not able to speak to that particular question. I don't know that I have a definitive answer.
Glassman told the I-Team GE Aviation and the FBI began investigating the engineer's trip after he returned to the U.S. a week later. According to Glassman, the engineer, monitored by the Cincinnati FBI, sent Xu GE Aviation records pre-approved by the company in an attempt to earn the accused spy's trust. Then Xu agreed to meet the engineer in Belgium on April Fool's Day 2018. When Xu showed up, Belgian police took him into custody.
There's no doubt that Xu would not have gone to Belgium but for his communication with that engineer.
A few days later, a Cincinnati grand jury indicted Xu. In October, he was extradited to Cincinnati, and the case became public.
Really proud of the team, right? And that team is inside and outside the FBI.
Todd Wickerham, the FBI special agent in charge of the Cincinnati office, declined to confirm GE Aviation's role in the investigation, but he told I-Team reporter Dan Monk federal agents routinely meet with local companies about threats.
Private industry sees that threat usually many times much earlier than we see it.
The Cincinnati-based investigation also uncovered evidence used to charge a Chicago man with acting as a Chinese spy.
The court proceedings will be great. It's a great story.
It's a story that's expected to be told for the first time inside a federal courtroom in Cincinnati.
MSS officer was arrested in Europe on an FBI case. Like that's great. It's like a great movie or book someday.
In federal court records, accused spy Yan Jun-shu denies the allegations against him. GE Aviation says the engineer no longer works there. The I-team is not identifying him because he has not been charged in the case. U.S. Attorney Glassman told the I-team GE Aviation played a critical role in the investigation.